Pick a card. Why do you awaken their demons? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. First, we're going to do the intention and selection portion of your read. For those of you new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping in. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for your support. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we're going to be looking at something that makes you go, Why do you awaken their demons? Is the title of this reading. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let's get a card for pile number 1. Why do you awaken their demons? We're going to be looking at what light you bring into the world and what type of demons are awakened. Okay. And maybe even who is currently triggered by you. We got a couple of jumpers. 2 of Cups. So your first pile number 1, you are the 2 of Cups. Let's see if this can balance. Pile number 2, you are the Emperor. And pile 3, you are the 4 of Swords. I will leave a little picture so you can have a little bit more time if you need it. Take a peek, and I'll see you at your pile. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. If you missed the intro, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome. Pile number 1. If you are a repeat offender, welcome as well, of course. So you have chosen the 2 of Cups. Why do you awaken their demons? Ooh, okay, I'm already getting messages here. So, first of all, I want to say that you actually awaken other people's demons because of your ability to connect deeply to other people. I do feel like you have this aura about you that her lips are kind of pressed right here. I feel like you're not necessarily a big talker, but you have an energy about you that when you enter a room, people take notice. And you also magnetically draw people to you. Now, how is this different from other people that are magnetic, right? That have natural charisma? I feel like you definitely connect with people on a one-to-one level, and other people get jealous of those connections. Example would be if someone has a best friend already, and within minutes, you happen to engage their best friend, and all of a sudden, they feel so deeply connected to you. They're fascinated by you. They want to spend time with you. They want to tell you all of their secrets, all of their problems even. And this could be potentially something that causes jealousy among other people. Now, if we're talking about the workplace, then I'm going to say that you have this ability as well, that you can draw, you can pull people for sure, including superiors, like supervisors, bosses, owners. It doesn't make a difference. And I feel like the reason being is that you have the ability to magnetically connect with people at a depth and at a level and at a sincerity that other people lack, okay? That's a lot. Okay. So why do you awaken their demons? For pile 1. Let's get 2 more cards. I've got the Ace of Swords. Yeah, because you were a truth speaker. You also have the ability to get to nitty-gritty. I feel like you don't mince with words. I feel like you don't concern yourself with things that are not important. That could be another major thing with you. And people are really drawn to the truth, even though they may not like it initially. The Devil. Yes. Pile number 1, you have the ability to capture people's attention, imagination. to the point, but not limited to obsession. So I do feel like you excite people to the point where they want to be your best friend. They want to spend a ton of time with you. They want to think about how to get you alone, things like that, to have like a real deep conversation. Now, for some of you guys, yeah, we could be talking, of course, like intimate sexual things. But for most of all, I feel like most of y'all, we're talking about that deep one-on-one connection where you look at somebody in the eye and they will just kind of spill their guts to you. I feel like you have the ability also, and I don't think that you do this on purpose, but I feel like even partners of, you know, like married couples or people that have been in connection for a long time, partnerships or best friends, you have the ability to kind of rock all of that because you can connect on with each partner individually. So that is your superhero power, and it awakens jealousy right off the bat. So that is the light that you bring into the world, is your deep compassion, your understanding, your ability to take a deep, deep dive, your ability to cut through the chase and quickly make an assessment as to what is true, what is not, what is important, what is not. But also, maybe even perhaps you have a little bit of relatability to you in that you can relate to the devil. Perhaps you have the ability to look at something and obsess over it as well. And that is what makes you partially so deep. Yeah. As you just go down into the trenches and you get to nitty gritty quickly. I almost spilled that. Anyways, yeah, so you're not afraid to go through the depth of the depth to get the answers. And I feel like when you do resurface, you have that ability to bring back huge truths and nuggets of wisdom for other people that they were unable to see by themselves or unwilling to see by themselves. And that is part of it. So there's an element of you could be obsessive and an obsessive thinker as well. Okay, this one wanted to pop. So, okay. Hello, coming close. Yep. So we have, I think she is the Queen of Pentacles. So we have this thing about being curious. Oh, look at you. Okay, got it. So you are somebody who definitely is willing to go down the rabbit hole, and you may have gone down many rabbit holes, no pun intended. I feel like you are somebody who perhaps could be delving deep into conspiracy theories. You could have a deep love for Mother Nature, and that there's like an extreme earthiness and authenticity about it. But also I feel like you want the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you. Now you're coming across as more of a pentacle energy. So you're willing to put energy, blood, sweat, tears, work into it, your own money, whatever these projects are. So you could be a content creator that tries to debunk or bring facts to people that are not on, mass media, and that information they can't find themselves by any other resources. So that is something that could be a thing. Now with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like, again, you have the ability to cut through the quick. And this is telling me that at times this is like maybe alienated you from other people. The fact that you can cut through their BS and see through it. It's put you on the outs. It's maybe caused some financial struggles, some hardships. People didn't want to hear what you had to say. I'm also seeing kind of like this stained glass window, almost like an anchor holding up the pentacles. And I feel like you bring truth and clarity even in situations where it could be a financial disaster to you, okay? And let me tell you, I've been there. So pile number one, did I say two? Why would I say that? Pile number one, that's the reasons why you awaken demons. This is a light that you bring to the world. And yeah, this could be very uncomfortable. It can cause people to want to like ice you out. They get, especially if they have like a double mentality, whether they're obsessed or they have a fixation to bring harm to other people or situations, you could see so clearly that they want to repel that energy. So you'll notice that people react this way. Let's see how people react when they come near or come under your spell. If you're liking this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Okay, interesting. So most people do take it well. I think that they're able to see the negative space where they potentially can grow and change as well. I do feel like with all the butterflies, you are an agent of change. I heard disaster. So some people could see it as like disastrous, like you're going to tear down everything I built up because of these insights, because of your truth, because of the light that you bring to a situation. But that's not the case at all. Other people just get very emotional, emotionally connected. I feel like you elicit an emotional response one way or another. Okay. So how do people react, please? Yep. I want a total of 3 cards, and we have it. The Chariot. So people actually want to come towards you. They want to actually open up their door and say, hey, come with me. Let's go. Let's roll. Let's do this. Like we had the same mindset. We're heading the same way. This is a Chariot card. It's one of my all-time favorites. I feel like they want to roll out the red carpet and treat you with, I heard bliss. Okay, take it however you want. But I'm going to say that other people want to jump in their cars, their vehicles, and run away. So this can include people wanting to, kind of instinctively jump out of their meat suits, and they want to just take off. They don't want to be around you. So you could compel and repel all at once, and that is actually a beautiful thing. So another way that they can react is to be on the defensive. They want to die on that hill. It's like, I don't care if I'm burning. I don't care if this is the way it's always been. Don't question the way I've done things, or don't bring this level of clarity. Don't disrupt the pyramid that I stand on. So yeah, you could abolish a lot of old patterns. I heard Gregorian. You could make people feel insecure in so many ways. It's crazy. And sometimes I don't even feel like you know it, because you're quiet. You're like, I just walked in a room. What is your trip, right? Yep. I also feel like you can potentially inadvertently make people get all up in their head, all up in their brain. And that's how they're going to react, is they feel like they have their hands tied behind their back. They have all these racing thoughts. And it could look like this. They're going to take my best friend. Pile number 1 is closer to my best friend than I am. How come they're spending so much time together? How come they relate? I feel insecure. Am I not good enough for my best friend or my partner, my lover, whatever the case may be? Or as an employee, this could be this person wants to take my position. Or now all of a sudden we have this pile number 1 boss walking in, spinning truths and bringing light to situations, and it leaves me exactly where. I feel like you compel people inadvertently to face their shadow side, and that's a reason why you awaken demons in other people, okay? So if you're liking that kind of reading, I hope that you do. Again, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Much love to you, and until next time, namaste. Hi Pal 2, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD. If you missed the intro, it is still the same, even if you watched it, haha. So here we are. Pal number 2, you chose the Emperor. Not a small thing at all. I'm going to get a little bit more sagey sage going here for us, just because I love it. I think it's awesome. So you chose this Emperor. You could be a little bit of a foundation shaker. We're going to find out exactly what's going on with the very first card that you chose. I feel like you cause people to want to observe, take notes, analyze. I feel like you could break old foundations, outmoded thoughts and ideas, and you do it quite naturally and easily. You could be a very big threat to the patriarch. And I'm talking of companies, of families, people just who behave in outmoded ways. Like, this is the way this gender leads and this other gender has to follow. All of it. It could be biblical, through church, peers, however it manifests. When you dig deep into it, it is an old order patriarchy. I also feel like you cause people to take note of you quickly, actually. And this is the type of demon that you're awakening actually could be very powerful. It could have a lot to do with people in your community, but even people that are elevated, people that control the things that sounds really deep and ominous, but let's see where this goes. So why do you awaken their demons? Why do you awaken their demons? I feel like there's a threat, a loss of control. That would be the why. Because I almost went with a different verbiage for this read. Okay. I'm going to take this one. Oh, and the Lovers. King of Cups and the Lovers. Wow. Okay. Yep. Well, you definitely make a splash anywhere you go. I don't even think you're really aware of this energy. You could be, but I doubt it. I feel like when people see you, meet you, think of you, they think of you as almost like they want to control you. They want you to be theirs in so many ways. Like if this is an employer, it's like, no, that's my employee. No, that one belongs to my store. You can't have her or him. There's an element of possessiveness. There's also an element of tenderness, like they do value you, but also an element of cheers, bitches. Like, this is my person, you know, I control. And it is a matter of control, even if this is like a lover, right? Now, this could also be a parent, I'm being led to say. Emperor can represent like a father figure, patriarchy, and we talked about that. But it can also, yeah, indicate that there's a script that they think you need to follow. And they could treat you in this manner. For example, you don't get the love that you need or the things that you need simply because you're not following a script, right? But if you fall in line with their ideas and their notions, even unspoken agreements, I feel like communication is 90% unspoken. People are not going to be like, hey, you need to follow my script, you need to follow my lead. They can outwardly manifest that in so many different ways. But I feel like this is that, okay? The King of Cups right here, I feel like, again, that could be definitely a cheers, bitches. This is somebody who is kind of gloating about their connection with you, about their ability, maybe even to control you. And I don't feel like this is like sinister quite yet. We'll see how that goes. But I feel like when you're out with friends and things like that, everyone, they rubberneck. I can't express this anymore. I think that you're really beautiful. You're like that unicorn, that quintessential unicorn that people look towards. And that's why all eyes on me. It's like 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. So pile number 2, that's the kind of person that you are. And you awaken people's demons because you awaken a couple of different ones. They want to control you. They want to make you theirs, that kind of a thing. But also I feel like even your friend group can turn around and have like a lot of pride in the fact that you are with them, that kind of a thing, you know. And I heard, this is really corny, but she's mine. Like in Moulin Rouge, I only movie I've watched like, I don't know, 4,000 times. But, you know, where the Duke says, you know, she's mine, that kind of a thing. But moving on, I'm just going to say that I feel like there's a lot of tenderness that people have towards you as well. They want to kiss your third eye, so you could be very gifted as well. And something about you brings out the protective qualities in other people. Now, that could appear, you know, because we're asking what kind of a demon do you awaken in people. I think that's a softer side. I feel like people want to emboss. They want to stamp, sign, seal your relationship, your friendship, whatever that is. I feel like people can get really protective, but part of that protection can also be possession. Okay, let's see what else. I picked these cards, so we're going to go with this. What else do we need to know about why you awaken their demons? You are a healer. You're a natural healer. And people, yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to be around healing energy? Allow light to enter your wounds. I feel like you are somebody who already does that by nature. And there could be like a circle of friends that are very protective of you because they know that you've been wounded in the past. You are that that wounded healer, but also a little bit possessive. And at times, maybe controlling. You might have to remind them, hey, I can make my own decisions. Or, you know, they could be quick to, hey, don't go with so-and-so or don't do that because that's not good for you. That kind of a thing. And you might have to remind this friend group or even parents or siblings that, you know, you have your own mind. And breathe. So inhale, exhale, create space within. Now, you could be somebody who is a healer through I'm going to get in trouble, through any different means, right? Put that there because, you know, these silly little policies, or let's put this one in better. But anyways, you could definitely be somebody who needs their own space. You need to kind of do your own thing. I feel like you're very open-hearted as far as that goes. And you're not somebody who like holds your cards really close to your chest when it comes to situations of healing. And I feel like you go deep. Okay, this is better. Sorry, guys. Pile 2, what is going on? I wasn't planning on using those cards, thus I was unprepared to defend these young ladies' honor according to YouTube guidelines. We can't show the tatas. Anyways, yeah, but a measure of like very protective energy towards you. People love that about you. And the demon that they awaken in you is that like insecure, like I want to possess it, I want to own it, that kind of a thing. For some of you guys, I feel like you had a parent like that, but there is a pattern as well. Because I meant to say parent and then the word pattern started coming out at the same time. So why do you awaken these demons? Tell me a little bit more about this. I feel like you draw people that have had like extreme conditioning, extreme situations, and they just want to rush to not only feel healed, but also to protect you as well. So it's not all bad. This is very different. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles, I feel like also you could have a tie to the first reading. If you feel led to, go ahead and watch that as well. But I feel like you could be very intuitive with this person kissing the third eye. I feel like with the Lovers, people want to be intimately connected with you. It doesn't mean sexually. Intimacy could be having deep talks. This could be like holding space for someone, for bouncing ideas off of them and things like that. And people want to do all of these things with you. You could have a very close circle of friends, but at the same time, you could need a lot of personal space. And you radiate, yeah, somebody who maybe even meditates or somebody who needs a lot of space, things like that. I feel like you could be as sensitive with this light going out. You could sense when things are off immediately. People want to come close to you, yeah, because you need your space. You could have people like fighting to get in your space, like demanding that you spend time with them and things like that. So you want to watch out for people that could try to manipulate you in ways, you know, because they sense that time is a sacred form of currency to you, and therefore that's what they want to consume. So I would be watching out for that. Tell me a little bit more about pile number 2 and the demons that you awaken. People can look to see what kind of investment you're going to make into them. So it's not to say that they won't invest in you, but by some measure right here, it's like, well, you know, what are you going to give me? Right. Okay. And the 2 of Pentacles right here. This could be people that are juggling other partners, by the way. And this could even be talking about somebody that wants to juggle you romantically. I feel like you've encountered that, whether male or female, for quite a bit in your life. And again, alluding to pile number 1, that could have a message for you with rolling out the red carpet. But I feel like you could attract people that are dualistic, controlling, that say that they want to maybe provide for you, that this way is better, that they know best, and things like that. But in the end, it really all comes down to control. They want to be seen with you. I feel like you elevate their reputation. Yeah. And again, you could, I feel like even if you date, if you're still single and things like that, or when you dated, you could have noticed that there's a lot of peacocking going around. Like people that you've chosen to go on dates with kind of look a little bit smug when you guys walk into a room and all eyes are on you. And they're like, yep, I'm with her, I'm with him, that kind of a thing. Now, you also can cause people to have a lot of anxiety. And get trapped within their minds. It's like, well, I can't control this person, or, you know, how do I go about this? Something about you elicits anxiety. Even though you're very earthy and you're very healing, you're very spiritual for most of you guys, I feel. Oh, jumper. Okay, because we're taking this. And I happen to look down and I got this card as well. I have the Seven of Cups. I feel, oh, the job, of course, we're going to get that. Yet, you could really elicit deep desires in people that they really thought they had shut down a long time ago or didn't realize still existed within them. If they are older, or just flat out people look at you and just, you know, they want to get intimate with you physically. So the Seven of Cups right here tells me that people look at you and look at their options. And it's like, well, how can I obtain a piece of this person, physical, mental, spiritual? How could I work that into my life? What are my options? I want to see what options they have with you. And for a few, yes, this is a quintessential, I want to keep you as an option, especially with the Two of Pentacles, which again, I feel like you're not new to that scenario. But a lot of these are just kind of like, you know what, you light my fire sexually. So people could really, oh, that makes sense. People could really struggle because you awaken their sexuality. And maybe it's not appropriate. Maybe you guys work together and there is a no dating policy in your workforce. Or maybe this person is already married or connected to someone. Who knows, right? There's a lot of different scenarios. And last one. With the Four of Swords. Another thing is, I feel like people could be afraid of you. I feel like with the third eye here and the spirituality and the healing, people also feel like you can even send them like a curse or a demon to make them think about you all the time, or that you're connected basically to darker arts if you wanted to. I feel like they think that you would be somebody down with spells to do, you know, to bend people's wills and things like that. Now, I feel like for the majority of you, that comes as a shock. That would never, that'd be the last thing on your mind. That is not something that you would do. But I do think that, you know, some people could be thinking, wow, they put me under a spell. What the hell did they do? And the truth of the matter is that you're more about healing and the breath work and connected with spirit and high vibration. That would be the last thing that you would think about. That's what I have for you. If you're liking this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, namaste. Hi, Pile 3. My name is Griselda Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3, we're going to get a little bit more sagey sage just to clear out any, no, I almost said any areas. We're going to clean out all the areas, yes. Just kidding. I'm going to clean out all the energies that were prior to you in your read. That's pretty magical, huh? Yeah. Anyhow, maybe we can keep this here. Okay, so you chose the Four of Swords. In pile number 3, there is an air of exhaustion, of martyrdom a little bit. I feel like you cause people to take a break, to admit their defeat, to really look at themselves deeply in the mirror, and to need a deep time out because of the revelations that you bring, the truth that you spin, okay? So with the Four of Swords right here, I feel like people, after maybe spending time with you or being around you or getting a good dose of you, right? And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I feel like you can cause people to get into their mind simply because they know that there is a lot that maybe they were lying to themselves about. So you bring truth, you bring clarity, you bring wisdom. And I think that this could really feel kind of heavy and taxing to the soul a little bit of overwhelming is what I'm getting. So let's see where we go with this. People, because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how is this like a demon then? I guess we're going to find out. I don't know how to prop this up for better lighting because it's bouncing all over the place. Yep. Pile 3. I feel like you could bring about the truths of what makes people very discontent to think about. Like something going on in their lives that they, you know, when you ask somebody, how are you doing? And they're like, oh, great. And you think, really? What about this situation? How's that going? And then they come back to earth. Not that, you know, they have to give a real answer to everybody. But I feel like people that are avoiding their own life, the truth about their own life and decisions that they have to make, tend to kind of run, duck, and hide. A little bit of that energy. So why do you awaken their demons? We have the Ten of Pentacles right here. This has to do with family, with loyalty. This has to do with what is most precious that I have. Protecting the family. This is perhaps you challenge people's view and their role in life. And that could be a little bit discombobulating for them, right? So let's see. Why do you awaken their demons? I also feel like the level that you take to kind of separate yourself from other people, to really think, to meditate, to elevate, to cut through your own BS is something that is really compelling, and people can see that somehow in your life. Perhaps you have a podcast, perhaps you have a channel, or whatever other social media, but I feel like people understand that you withdraw quite a bit in order to process things and really eliminate and chisel your life accordingly, okay? And that can be quite intimidating. It causes people a little bit withdraw. It's almost like having a plague that other people are afraid that they're going to catch as well. Okay. What else do we have here? Wow. How are you getting all the tens? Look at that. The Ten of Pentacles representing, we have the Ten of Cups right here. We have the High Priestess. What is going on? Yes, exactly that. I feel power. Yep, pile number 3. You are extremely powerful. Now, if you didn't know that, you should by now. I mean, the High Priestess, I feel like you have an idea that you elicit and shake up these demons. And I don't think that you do it on purpose. I don't think you walk around and go, hey, you know that situation, or you know how you're in this partnership and you know it's been unhealthy for years. What are you going to do about it? Are you ready yet? What's going on? That's not definitely your vibe. But I feel like you are a real life example of somebody who evolves, who changes, who grows. And you've been doing it under rapid fire, I heard, but you're doing it quite rapidly. And I feel also led to tell you that you are dearly loved and revered in the spirit world. You have ancestors supporting and guiding you, even though it might feel like hell sometimes, right? It might feel like, you know, why do I have to bring truth into all my relationships? I just want to live my life. But you are definitely a keeper of secrets. And also, people can view you as being the bridge to the other side. And that could be intimidating. People want to withdraw a little bit from that and take off their rose-colored glasses is something that maybe is warranted, but people tend to shy away from that as well. I also feel like you're somebody who has been through a lot of hardship. I feel like your silence awakens people's demons. They want to kind of knee-jerk, almost like, again, a little bit like pile 2, that with the established order, they're not willing to shake it, and they're a little bit freaked out by the whole idea that you might come in and awaken something that they're not ready to deal with, okay? Tell me a little bit more about why pile number 3 awakens their demons. If you're liking this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Check that out. The Knight of Swords. Where's this 8? ¿Dónde están los 8s? This font, I'm sorry, is a little bit tricky for me to read. It looks like 8. Okay. Yeah, you can take people from getting out of their heads, basically. And part of the thing is, like, I feel like you cause people to reflect on things that are long-standing with the Ten of Pentacles. This is, you challenge people, basically, just by living your life. I'm not talking about a direct challenge. Like, I challenge you to duel and reflect on your life, but you challenge people's patterns. It's like, just because your parents did this doesn't mean, you know, this is good for you, good for anyone in your family. I think that you might be somebody who's like, okay, well, it's always been done before. But what about if, you know, so-and-so also got a job and can help you carry the weight, the financial weight of this family? Wouldn't that be good to kind of share the burden a little bit, or even a part-time job? And the people around you could be like, no, that's not how it's done. This is how it's done. So I feel like you are very forthcoming, and you put people, you kind of bind them up in their heads a little bit. honestly, and that's why they want to withdraw at times. With the blue wings right here, I feel like this is about speaking truth, and I feel like when you speak truth, you're intentionally trying to elevate people, help them to grow beyond what they can see for themselves that they can actually do. With this Ten of Cups, I feel like you know that this would be ultimate emotional fulfillment, and not just about having security and the leverage to really provide a foundation for people. This very much gives me vibes of pile number 2. Bottom of the deck, stillness. Lack of movement. It's just an echo. I feel like, if you were to have a direct conversation with someone, they would go into the fight, flight, fawn, or freeze. Anyways, but I think that they would definitely give you the deer in the headlight at the ability that you have to be so perceptive. But I don't think that that's necessarily your style. I feel like when people get quiet at night, they think about maybe the words that you said. It could have been very simple things or how you live your life, and they could really kind of try to Rubik's Cube the truth in there, because there's a nugget in there for them that Spirit is really trying to elicit, like an emotion, a reaction, a desire to inspect something deeper than they ever would have. Yeah. Wow. And I'm seeing, like, all of a sudden on my carpet, I'm being drawn to this. It looks like a needle in my carpet, which I haven't done sewing in a long time. So I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I feel like you could elicit a stillness. And during that stillness, people could be looking for a needle in a haystack, which, winds up being very uncomfortable for most people, getting them caught up in their head. Like, how would I do that? Why would I do that? Why am I thinking about this right now? Pile number 3, I feel like your presence is about unification, unifying people for the highest good, okay? But a lot of actions in order to attain that could be painful, could be seen as destructive, and people get protective. We all know that. They get protective of their families, their finances, and things like that. So it could be that you get that reaction of, people don't like you automatically because they have that strong gut feeling that they want to run away from. I almost said run away from. So you could come across as being somebody who's like very sweet and very kind of cuddly in a lot of ways. Interesting, very earthy. You could have a lot of power in your hands. And also, I feel like, again, that circle of completion. I keep looking at the circles. And of course, right here, the High Priestess, you could really be connected to the other side, as well as being connected to cycles of the moon. And people could see this in you. I feel like the demons that are awakened in other people could be fear, not only knee-jerk, like I don't want to be around you at times, but it just could be flat-out fear. And it could also be fear of you getting close to their partners or their loved ones or other employees, where I heard want to be starting something, right? Inadvertently, that can cause like the tides to move, things to shift and get really uncomfortable. The 6 of Wands. All right, so with this one, I'm hearing that you could elicit a lot of jealousy in other people because you are an eyeball magnet. You attract, it's like, again, 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. I know I've been saying that, but I feel like a lot of you guys that do watch this channel are extremely attractive, but very, very spiritual. And so you don't put all of your weight or merit on your physical look and things like that. You do take care of yourself, but I feel like what's most important is your relationship with the Most High, whatever that looks like to you, your higher self, source, spirit, God, I don't know what you call it, but there it is. I definitely feel also with the 6 of Wands that you do have a lot of admirers, and that can awaken demons, because I feel like people around you could not feel so great about themselves, and they're like, well, I want that power to elicit that type of admiration. And it's like, you don't even have the nice handbags, and you don't even have the nicest shoes, you don't even go to the salon every week, or whatever the case may be. It seems like they want to put you in a place of where you're lower than, by being condescending. And it could be that you come from like humble means, or you simply don't put a lot of merit in like physical wealth and things like that, okay? But even so, I mean, this horse is like dark in the front and all like white in the back, two-tone. And I feel like people could really misunderstand your energy at times until they get to know you better. for so many reasons. I feel like you are a great mystery, in fact, and the fact that people do rubberneck when you walk into a room, well, that is an added bonus for lower energies like jealousy, like wanting to possess, wanting to control, but also wanting to run, maybe not wanting to be around that type of energy because they don't want the comparison. And it's like, wait, what about you? Because pile number 3 is really deep. They go within, they're connected to spirit, and this is luminous. I mean, if there's any color that I would describe in this reading for you, is you are definitely incredibly luminous. And I feel like that definitely stirs up the demons. I feel like people want to come at you, want to challenge you, and even want to, like, spouses of that get jealous of you want to kind of knock you down a peg. I mean, this has happened to me. I remember one time I was actually at a party at a neighbor's house, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go home now. And the girl that was with this guy, she was like, oh, okay then. Well, you do that. I mean, just really nasty. I wasn't even talking to him. And I was a little bit shocked. But when I thought about it later, I was like, well, that's insecure if I ever saw it. So you could have situations that happen like that, right? Also, people, I feel, that really get to know you can see that you've been through it, that you've been through some things. I feel there's people definitely from the other side supporting you. And I get that also with the high priestess. Okay. So you could be a little bit spooky. You could come across as like emo, spooky, like to wear dark clothing, things like that, but incredibly mysterious, incredibly alluring. And that attractiveness does bring about some demons of insecurity, of comparing. But really, Spirit just says that all of these things that you trigger inadvertently in other people are designed to cause them to awaken, to cause them to really ask themselves questions like, well, what about me? What makes me, stable? What makes me the person that I am? And how can I grow? And does it have anything to do with like growing closer to Spirit and things like that? You could even be somebody who sees orbs. By the way, you could see into the other world. When you're standing in 3D, I feel like you see things that are not from this timeline. That's what I'm going to say. So much love to you, pile 3. Until next time, namaste.